Yeah, so gonna be watching this video from the internet anarchist. So I've seen a few of his videos. I actually don't mind them, to be honest. So he's actually pretty good. I did see a thing written where he stealing shit from another person, basically copying the script word for word type thing. So I don't know. Haven't got into that, but it's sort of like it came up in my like sidebar here, like on my extra, like things to watch next and that kind of stuff. I saw a thing about internet anarchist is fake or something like that. I didn't really pay much attention because I actually like his videos. He's very well spoken. He's very clear, and he has a lot of detail in there that lets you know a lot of stuff. So
CoffeeZilla has taken down everything from billion-dollar frauds to viral meme scams. He has exposed some of the most deplorable scams and creators on YouTube. I'm the Internet Anarchist, and today we'll be diving into the worst YouTube.
I saw the video. I just saw the Hot Tour girl or whatever she is there. Oh my goodness, that was a major scam. That was. Holy cow, I can't get over that. And I can't believe people put so much money into it. Like, people are talking about putting in like hundreds of thousands of dollars and stuff. It's like, what the hell, man? There's better stuff to invest your money in than like a meme coin. A meme coin of all coins, and you decide to
YouTubers and YouTube scams exposed by CoffeeZilla. And it all starts with TechLead. If you thought a former Google engineer and million subscriber YouTuber would be smart.
I remember that dude. He worked for Google and shit. He yeah, he was corrupt as all hell. Is he still around? I don't think he's still around, is he?
Smart enough to not scam his own audience, you'd be dead wrong. TechLead, aka Patrick Xu, started his YouTube journey in 2016. He focused his videos on his experience as a Google employee. However, his connection to YouTube was deeper than most, since he was the tech lead for YouTube's iPhone app. Back then, Patrick gave his viewers a unique glimpse into life at a prestigious tech company through his day in a life videos.
Cool things about working at Google is that you have access to every one of their offices in the world. I'll see coworkers taking a trip, maybe to New York or to some other country. So let's check it out. I wanted to show it to you guys.
And he offered technical advice.
He comes across very humble, doesn't he? Like, you just wouldn't think that he'd be the type that would actually do that. It seems quite nice, take you to my job and show you around Google and that kind of stuff. And he speaks like very humble and kind, but then I guess it's like with everyone, isn't it? Like, as soon as you remove that mask, they become like diabolical, completely diabolical.
Which programming languages aspiring software engineers should learn to enhance their skills.
The most important thing is to always keep learning. Here's the key answer. Think of the companies that you want to work for and go to their jobs website and look up what requirements they're asking for.
While the majority of Patrick's content was...
That's actually a pretty smart choice. I've done that before as well, like when I've looked at going into like the programming field and stuff and moving away from IT. Yeah, the best way to do it is to go to the actual company website and look at the work with us pages and stuff like that, and have a look. And like a lot of the times they'll list like what they're looking for in a specific field, like say for instance, someone like me, systems engineer, like they might be looking for someone that knows like VMware inside and out over like other stuff, Yes, it's interesting.
Professional in nature, there were times when he didn't take himself too seriously and showed a more jovial side.
The feedback has been fairly negative up to this point. Are you sure you want to waste my time with this? I just want to make sure that we're using our time productively. I value your time. What is this supposed to be here?
Patrick's unparalleled insight into the tech world, deadpan demeanor, and occasional...
That would be terrifying. In all honesty, if you go into a job meeting and they're like, don't even know what you've handed him and it's been your resume, that would be actually pretty scary, to be honest. Yeah.
comedic out.
See, he comes across quite nice, quite good. See, I remember watching a lot of his videos. I thought he was fantastic. But then, like, I saw a lot of the stuff where he was, like, plugging in casino shit, and I'm like, nah, he's gone down that hill. You know, he's starting to look more towards, he's focusing on the money side of things and not the actual content. Bit of a disappointment. He was good.
Burst drew viewers in by the tens of thousands. Some looked to him as a useful resource for furthering their tech careers, while others simply enjoyed his strange mannerisms on camera. But the unifying factor behind the community Patrick built was his simple yet unorthodox approach to tech content. Unfortunately, Patrick's time as a Google employee would come to an end sometime in 2017, which later forced him to find employment at Facebook in May of 2018. However, due to reasons that will be made clear later in the video, Patrick would be fired from Facebook a little over a year later. Out of a job and stripped from the titles that once defined him, Patrick was forced to seek other revenue sources.
I did not know about that part. I didn't know he got fired from Facebook. He got fired from Facebook? I thought he left to focus on his streaming and stuff and his content.
And decided his YouTube community was his best bet. He was very aware of the impact his content had on
learn something new every day
and sought to monetize his audience in every way possible.
See how he held the cup, making sure you all saw the Facebook logo?
Despite no longer having his prestigious job title at Google, that didn't stop him from using it to boost his various marketing efforts.
As you would.
Started by enlisting all his early vlogs and began selling the first season for $20.
When I first started making my YouTube channel, I talked about all sorts of different topics, and later on I would take down these videos.
While there was technically nothing wrong with him monetizing his old catalog, this would serve as the first step in TechLead's journey to squeeze every single penny out of his viewers. In the following months, TechLead shifted his content from purely educational to marketing videos geared towards showing off how well.
This is where I stopped watching his content. Yeah, it got really weird and different.
He was as a software developer. A key indicator of this shift in priorities was the addition of "as a millionaire" in the title of his videos and the promotion of different training programs in the description of his videos. Back then, no one had thought twice
why I'm a millionaire as a millionaire.
about Patrick's ever-increasing push to monetize his viewers, since he had built up a reputation as a down-to-earth engineer with his prior vlogs. Sadly, Patrick's reputation was about to take a turn for the worse, as someone in this community.
He had the perfect name too, TechLead. That's such a cool name, and he has a good logo, so it looks really good on like, on like stuff like wallets, and I guess you could do keychains and other stuff as well. Phone cases, it looked cool on a phone case. And he just ruined it.
Community decided to take a closer look at what exactly he was promoting. On the 8th of November 2019, a YouTuber by the name of Trent Black published a video titled "TechLead and Jomatech, the worst of the tech industry," which meant to showcase and criticize.
I didn't see that. I did not see that. I haven't actually seen that video. Hopefully he plays it to completion in this. That'd be great. I haven't seen that one. I'll look it up after.
The unsavory parts of TechLead's businesses.
Do you want to learn how to become a sellout? As an ex-Google, ex-Facebook, ex-married millionaire tech lead, this man sells snake oil with enough affiliate marketing to set off an ad blocker. I used to watch a lot of Jomatech. I mean, I even sent him this email. But times have changed, and today I'll show you why Jomatech, TechLead, and their products are utter garbage.
Trent went on to expose how TechLead and Jomatech had teamed up to copy the product of their former sponsor, Algo Expert, while offering an inferior product.
It's been brought to our attention that for the past week or so, there's been this domain out there that is using the Algo Expert brand, but that isn't algoexpert.io. And when you type that domain or URL in your browser, you get redirected to some completely different website that we are in no way affiliated to.
However, Trend's issues
Whoa.
were plagiarism, but with the fact they were only reviewing questions from LeakedCode's website and charging people $100 for it.
My problem is that if you're gonna fuck people out of $100, couldn't you guys at least make something that would help them? So their product, if you don't know, is basically an explanation of 50 popular interview questions, which doesn't sound too bad. That sounds like a decent product, but let's check it out.
The first problem here.
Yep, so if we look at the screen, here it's a validate binary search tree.
See, right off the bat, these questions are just stolen straight from LeetCode.
The problems didn't stop there, as Trend pointed out the absurd conditions in TechLead's refund policy.
Let's look at this refund policy. If you are dissatisfied for any reason, we offer a 14-day refund period for purchases if less than 40% of the total course material has been viewed. However, in order to qualify for a refund, you must submit proof that you did the work in the course and it did not work for you. Notice how they kind of trap you into this impossible situation.
Oh no.
Submit proof that you actually did the work in the course. So if you don't do the course, no refund. How do you prove that? Do you literally have to get rejected from an interview?
While Trend's criticism of the course was mild at best and could have easily been solved, Patrick decided to take a vastly different approach and filed a false copyright strike to silence the critic. By the 12th of November 2019, Trend would make a follow-up video to let viewers know why the first video was taken down.
Around 400 upvotes, I started getting a lot of messages and comments on my email, on my Instagram, on Reddit that says, dude, TechLead copyright striked you. So I check and I go back to my video and it says, your video has been removed due to a copyright strike from Patrick, also known as the TechLead.
Trend also shared a message he received from Patrick that borderline
Oh
threatened
no, he
to,
didn't
quote,
dox him,
not
he just
make
gave his real name.
enemies.
I received a message from TechLead himself. TechLead here, a bit of friendly advice. Don't create enemies. It doesn't do you, me, or our community any good. Regarding Clement and me, it's such a mess. I'd rather not air our dirty laundry in the public to mostly uninterested people. It was mostly a boring story and we're friends and competitors.
Along with presenting a now deleted comment that Patrick left in his former sponsor's video, Trent stated that it was blatantly trying to offer a sponsorship deal in exchange for his silence.
Anyway, I think you have a nice YouTube channel. I checked out a few videos and there's great potential. Let me know if you ever want to be an affiliate for Tech Series and help improve people's lives instead of spending time criticizing. We do 50% revenue share and would love to have your channel on board if you're interested. He is essentially offering to pay me in order for me to stop making negative opinions about him.
In his response, Patrick
Wow.
would not lie about not being able to retract a copyright strike and would attempt to justify his horrible business practices by saying no one else in the industry could offer the same insight as he did. Reading, I can't retract a copyright strike. I recommend if you wish to criticize.
Yes, you can, can't you? Can't you? I'm pretty sure you can retract the copyright strike. How do you not? No, you can. I'm pretty sure you can. I haven't actually copyright struck anyone, but that's so low.
Me, simply remove the imagery of me and re-upload. The knowledge I have to share is something almost no one in the industry will do. Have a good one and let me know if you ever want to promote our stuff. Instead of taking a hard look at the subpar course he was selling, Patrick was fixated on the financial gain and his status as an ex-Google developer. He had zero tolerance for criticism and would go to any length to sweep it under the rug, even going as far as deleting negative reviews on his subreddit.
I got this comment from someone who actually bought and paid for Algo Pro. Too long, didn't read. It just says that Algo Pro sucks, but what struck me as interesting is his first sentence here. He said he posted it on the TechLead subreddit, but it was then removed. Now, TechLead's the moderator of that subreddit, so it's clear to me that he removed this review
Not
simply because it was
good.
negative, even though it's completely honest. So I can only conclude that the reason he removed my video was because it was a negative review.
Working at a
Yeah.
large tech company inflated Patrick's ego to a point that no form of negative criticism was valid, and everyone that he came across owed him the highest level of respect. Just take a look at the comment he left on a channel of someone he called a friend. Let me reply to this whole domain issue. Clement got greedy and decreased the affiliate commission percentage. In any case, stop being a crybaby. This is nothing personal. We just helped a student land triple offers at Facebook, Google, and Apple through our mentoring. And don't forget, respect the tech lead. Fortunately for Tren, Patrick would see reason and remove the copyright strike on his channel, but sadly, that wasn't the end of their interaction. On the 29th of April 2020, Tren made yet another video featuring Patrick, but this time the issue wasn't a copyright strike, it was doxing.
I wanted to inform you that I will be responding to your serious and false allegations by publishing a social media post calling you out. I will use both our full names so we're not hiding behind anonymity. Remember, TechLead only has my full name and my information because he falsely copyright striked me, right? It's understandable if you want to defend yourself online, but I really hope you don't release my name online. I've kept this private for a reason. I have my face in my video, so clearly I'm not anonymous. So then he goes on a huge tangent and basically says, I'm gonna dox you if you don't take your video down. Good luck.
While Patrick didn't follow through with the post, he added in doxing Tren by giving his full legal name to another creator he criticized, Matt Tran. Apparently, Matt wanted revenge on Tren for making a critical video about him and reached out to Patrick for his details. After a series of threats, Matt released Tren's details.
Why would he want his detail? What's he gonna do with his details apart from dox him? Is he gonna like show up at his house like full sniper whoop style? That's crazy.
In an article geared towards ruining his reputation and future job opportunities. Patrick's actions jeopardized a fellow creator's career prospects, making it nearly impossible for Tren to fight back alone. Thankfully, Tren had a really good friend willing to back him up.
Yes.
Hey guys, wanted to make a short video to speak up for a friend of mine who's been silenced and doxxed and blackmailed and threatened by two YouTubers who are much bigger than him, and I feel like he doesn't have the platform to defend himself, both in terms of his audience reach and in terms of the fact that anytime he posts a video, it's immediately copyright striked.
Coffee would go on to state his role in trying to prevent the doxing and confirmed that Patrick was responsible for the entire situation.
Do you remember the old CoffeeZilla? He had a thing for mugs. He led right into his whole coffee theme. That's so cool.
It did.
I asked Matt Tran if this is indeed where he got the information from.
Let me ask you, did TechLead get, or did you get the name from TechLead?
Yeah.
Yeah.
To add insult to injury, now Tren Black is put in a position where his full name has been doxxed due to YouTube's absurd copyright system, due to TechLead's absurd abuse of the system. But now after posting a video about it, that video was then falsely taken down by TechLead. The video that Tren Black posted had zero footage of TechLead in it. And guess what? TechLead claimed that video, so no one can see it.
CoffeeZilla's video would go on to become a catalyst for more people hearing about the story, which forced Patrick to retract his copyright strikes and Matt to give an apology. However, Patrick wouldn't be so humble as to recognize the error of his ways and made a video titled My Response, addressing my haters as a millionaire Tren Black Matt Tran drama.
I can come up here and give this amazing speech that would totally justify my existence and make me look like this pure, innocent angel. But I have a feeling that my haters are still not going to accept that. Some people, they just don't like the way I look. It's a personal thing. They just don't like my appearance. Maybe I remind them of somebody who wronged them in the past. Maybe they're jealous of my success or jealous of my failures. And there are a lot of people out there who are simply racist.
From the start, Patrick saw nothing wrong with his toxic behavior and framed the hate he rightfully received as racism. After 7 minutes of stroking his ego, Patrick would finally address the doxing, and sadly, it was more of the same.
But anyways, I did want to quickly address the whole Tren Black, Matt Tran drama. I don't know if you've been caught up with this, but the story is essentially that Tren Black has been accusing Matt Tran of doxing him, and somehow my name got dragged into all of this. His whole channel is based on roasting other people. His two biggest videos have been on roasting me, trolling me, and I believe that he basically just dragged my name into this mess because he knew that my channel was bigger. I have more subscribers. People don't really know who Matt Tran is. If he wants the views, he needs to come after me.
Zero accountability, self-awareness, or regard for his audience and critics. These scumbag qualities had gotten Patrick on CoffeeZilla's radar once, and it was about to happen again for the second time. Unfortunately for Patrick, he wouldn't get away scot-free this time. On the 1st of July,
is he like he's just totally full of himself, isn't he? Like, that's just absolutely mental. My channel's bigger, I've got more subscribers. Who cares? The poor young man was trying to make a video, and he made pretty good videos too, so
2021, Patrick would publish a video announcing his latest money-making opportunity, Million Token, a cryptocurrency he claimed would go to the moon.
Today marks the start of a brand new journey for you, for me, for all of us. I'm glad you could join us because today we are launching a brand new digital currency. The currency's name? Million Token. And so Million Token is literally a $1 million opportunity. I'm putting $1 million of my own money into this to get us started, but this coin can skyrocket in price. It can take us to the moon. So what is Million Token? What's the concept? Well, it's like this. Million Token is much like a stable coin. 1 token equals $1. For Million Token, the supply is fixed. There's only 1 million tokens total worldwide. No more can ever be created as guaranteed by the smart contract code.
Patrick would go on to make even more bold claims about the future of Million Token and desperately try to sell viewers on the potential value of this coin.
The tokens start at an initial minimum base value of 1 token equals $1. But the value can actually rise higher than that because there's only a total limited fixed supply of 1 million tokens total. No more can ever be created.
Patrick was banking on the claim that his tokens already had a $1 valuation to incentivize viewers into buying and promoting the coin to inflate the value. There was zero utility behind the token, and Patrick knew it. That's why he was more focused on the upside if viewers were gullible enough to pay for it.
Is this a decent store of value? And I would say, well, yes, it seems like it is because it is a fixed total max supply, just 1 million tokens. You cannot create more. And so the token is deflationary in nature, and over time, its scarcity should only increase, thus increasing the value of the coin.
While there were some viewers that believed Patrick's claims without any critical consideration, others were more skeptical, with comments reading,
"So you're scamming?
Does this coin create value or just
Oh, that's so funny. Yes,
As
they are
remember this
scamming.
video, this is the point you're going down. In the video description, Patrick left a link to the Million Token website and audience
I mean, once a YouTuber starts going down the route of advertising for their crypto, you know there's something seriously wrong. Like, yeah, nah, CoffeeZilla gets his hands on that, this dude's gone.
members who took the time to look through were greeted by a very telling disclaimer. Million Token is a social experiment. By purchasing Million Token, you agree that you are not purchasing a security or investment contract, and you agree to hold the team harmless and not liable for any losses or taxes you may incur.
Ooh, that disclaimer screams scam. I'm not liable.
The Million Token wasn't a viable financial opportunity or store of value, but that reality didn't stop people from putting their hard-earned money on the line. Within the first 2 weeks of the token going live, the price soared over $250, with a trading volume of more than 120 million. In the short term, people were blinded by the potential to turn a quick profit. However, in the long term, the only person that would make that profit was Patrick, and CoffeeZilla was about to prove it. On the 7th of August 2021, CoffeeZilla would return to expose Patrick's latest scam with the video titled, "TechLead Scammed You with Millions."
And because that young man earlier in this video was good mates with CoffeeZilla, and CoffeeZilla came to defend him when this clown here kept bloody copyright striking every video he put on his channel, and then CoffeeZilla came to his defense to help him out because they're friends. Here's the chance for CoffeeZilla now that he's like he's got millions and millions of subscribers. He could actually like bring him down properly.
Token as a millionaire.
He's going to be ruthless.
TechLead's Million Token. What is it? What does it do? Who's it helping? I'm going to walk you through all of it, and also, not to give too much away, but I will at the end of this video also crunch the numbers and show you exactly how much money TechLead has made with this coin, and the millions of dollars.
To give viewers a comprehensive scope of what exactly was going on, CoffeeZilla outlined what Million Token was and how Patrick blatantly lied to his audience while promoting it.
Look how he is obsessed. Everything he does.
CoffeeZilla outlined what Million Token was and how Patrick.
Every video he does, he always has the Facebook logo showing or the Google logo showing. Everything he does in his videos, he's always trying to advertise, I once worked here. I once worked here. Facebook, we still haven't heard why he got sacked from or fired from Facebook yet. I want to know, because I was under the impression, as I said earlier, that I was under the impression that he left Facebook after a year to focus on, to focus on his YouTube career. But to find out he actually got sacked, this is interesting.
Patrick blatantly lied to his audience while promoting it.
He made it sound like he was really investing in this coin, but the reality was there was never a chance he could lose money. Number two, he was careful with his words to avoid calling this an investment, but also makes it sound like you'll get rich. 3, he's been siphoning money into shell accounts. And 4, he's been running ads in which he lies about this cryptocurrency.
Coffee went on to provide proof that Patrick never invested $1 million into the token. In fact, Patrick had only put $50,000 into the project, money from buyers to make up.
Not even 100K. It's even worse.
The difference.
From the blockchain, that TechLead did not put $1 million into this. In actual fact, he started with the entire supply. This is Million Token. He was given the entire supply at the very launch. He didn't pay for it. Instead, as he sold Million Token, he used that money that you guys bought it with to back the coins.
The premise behind Patrick's so-called opportunity was a bold-faced lie, but even that was only the tip of the iceberg. To further push his scam token to a wider audience, Patrick ran ads to promote Million Token while refusing to disclose he was the one who created the coin.
He got an ad for milliontoken.org, which featured TechLead's video shilling it. And what's shocking about this, besides the fact that he's advertising his own channel and this coin, is that he never discloses in the video that he created the coin. Instead, he pitches it as if he just found it randomly.
Coffee continued by exposing just how much Patrick had taken from the audience.
So I traced all the transactions this guy made in a big spreadsheet, and then just categorized who they were to, who they were from. This is for all the USDC pools, the Million Token pools. And according to my calculations, TechLead has pulled out and siphoned into a bunch of shell accounts a total of $3.3 million.
After discovering the truth behind Million Token, CoffeeZilla would confront Patrick on his dubious claims and had this to say.
So the first part is he confirms that he did just put in $50,000. He later says,
I'm putting $1 million of my own money into this to get us started.
That he believed he deployed another $50,000, but this was from what you guys spent on Million Token. So that is confirmed.
Patrick defended his scheme by claiming the community was valuable and therefore not a Ponzi scheme.
Is this a Ponzi scheme? It depends on whether you think the community has value. If you think marketing, community, and brand have no value, then certainly this would be zero sum. Wow. But I think you can just look at Coca-Cola or Nike and see that brands do have value. Hey, those brands have products, guys.
Now, you'd think after getting exposed for lying, manipulating, and stealing from his audience, that Patrick would at least keep his mouth shut. Unfortunately, his pride and disdain for criticism wouldn't allow that, as he retaliated in the most vindictive way possible. By the 11th of August 2021, CoffeeZilla covered Patrick's now-deleted response video, as well as going over how he got doxxed, and was called racist.
Ladies and gentlemen, TechLead has responded. Brace yourselves. He's gone full damage control, panic mode.
I love these sort of controversies.
Racist for exposing his...
Always.
In his typical...
He did that in the last one about copyright striking, saying how people aren't going to believe why he did it and that kind of stuff, and rah, 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 and yada, 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 all these other psycho babble that he puts in between everything. But then he ends it with, like, you know, they don't like the way I look. They're probably just racist. Everyone's a racist.
Fashion, Patrick deflected criticism by saying other people were complaining and being victims.
He goes around basically calling projects scams, and maybe he generates some good press for himself. He virtue signals, and then people think,
what kind of an office is that? $3.3 million. You'd think he'd have, you know, something that looks rather nice.
That he's a hero for calling everything a scam. Life is a scam. Okay, he's a hero. This is really just victim mentality.
Thankfully, Patrick would admit that he lied about the initial investment in Million Token.
And, you know, to clarify, okay, when I started the project, I bootstrapped with 50,000 USD coins paired to 50,000 Million tokens.
That's exactly what I said. So he's admitting it. He did not put in $1 million of his own money. He used your money.
However, that was the only responsible thing Patrick did throughout the video, as he spent the rest of it virtue signaling and putting himself on a pedestal.
And so it's kind of like Genghis Khan, Napoleon, or Captain Blackbeard, these iconic historical figures. And you know, some of these people were even villains. Sure, you could say that Captain Blackbeard was a scammer, he even killed people, and yet they are legends in history. There's value with these people.
The delusion didn't stop there, as Patrick assumed facing any consequences for his actions would raise the value of Million Token and make him a legend.
If I were to get arrested and go to jail, the price of Million Token would skyrocket because it would just be legendary.
CoffeeZilla would close out the video by exposing how vengeful Patrick was to dox him by posting already debunked information on Twitter.
Oh, and I almost forgot. Like, yeah, he also tried to dox me. Yeah, I almost left that out of this piece. Using an old debunked piece of blackmail that we talked about in this video. Remember, this is the thing Swag Academy tried to catch me out on, but retracted immediately because it's literal blackmail and a dox.
The way Patrick reacted to CoffeeZilla's video was identical to what he did with Trend Black, blackmailing, slandering, and doxing someone who presents genuine criticism, all the while making himself out to be the hero. Shortly after CoffeeZilla's exposed videos, viewers began waking up to just how deceptive Patrick was, but it was already too late. The price of Million Token had dropped by over 80%, and as of this recording, it sits at a price of $1.5. Slowly but surely, Patrick's once loyal audience began losing interest in his channels and stopped watching his content. As the views dwindled, his subscriber count stagnated and dislikes increased. Patrick decided to make an exit by deleting a majority of his previous uploads. However, YouTube wouldn't be the only place Patrick would lose all credibility. In May of 2022, Patrick would make a series of unhinged tweets about his time interviewing people at Google, reading, "So when I used to conduct interviews for Google, I rejected all women on the spot and trashed their resumes in front of them. It didn't take long for the statement to make headlines, and for most Silicon Valley companies to blacklist him." Patrick started out as a positive and relatable figure in the tech space, freely giving out valuable insight and advice to younger developers. Now, he's telling them that they're nothing but grunt workers if they pursue that line of work.
Software engineering ultimately is kind of it's not exactly high status work. High status work would be the type of job that you would want to do even if you were rich. Something like, say, directing a movie, being an actor, maybe being a novelist or a painter, something that would get you some social credibility.
Money, status, and his pride were the only things that mattered to Patrick, and he was willing to throw everything away for that. Sadly, money is the only thing he has left, since no one else is willing to touch his brand or name with a 10-foot pole. TechLead tried to use his resume to justify a scam, but this next situation proves you don't actually need credentials to rob people. You just need a viral moment. If you thought TechLead's arrogance was bad, the speed at which scammers capitalized on the Hawk Tour girl will blow your mind. With a random meme launching her into stardom and giving her brand deals, paid appearances, and even a podcast,
this was just a shit show from the word go.
Welch would be satisfied with getting everything she ever wanted. However, one greedy leap into the realm of crypto meme coins landed her in every shady influencer's worst nightmare. An investigation from CoffeeZilla.
Nobody's here for me, everyone's here for you. Where did the fees go? Where did the money for the pre-sale tokens go? Why did y'all unlock day one so people could dump on Hayley Welch's fans? And how involved was she really?
For a bit of context, Hayley's rise to fame was sparked by a viral clip from a street interview with Tim and D TV on the 11th of June 2024.
What's one move in bed that makes a man go crazy every time?
You gotta give him that huck and spit on that thing, you get me?
The video immediately went viral on Instagram, garnering over 400,000 likes and thousands of comments raving about the absurdity of her offhanded statement. "She's a national treasure, keep this woman safe." Imagine for the rest of your life being known as the Hawk Tour girl. She can't escape it now. As well as, I'm curious as to why the guy picked that particular question to ask. Her laugh at the end is priceless. Not long after the clip went viral, it inspired hundreds of edits and re-uploads, which naturally made people curious who the Hawk Tour girl was. Fortunately, viewers would get some answers to Hayley's identity through an Instagram post from Tim and D TV. This led fans to a Facebook post from the account Fathead Threads, which featured Hayley signing and promoting their apparel collaboration. While the meme continued to go viral in the preceding months, months, Haley didn't seem eager to capitalize on her newfound fame. Initially, Haley didn't make any social media posts or product launches, which led users to believe the Hawk Tuah soundbite was all they were going to get out of her. However, little did Haley or anyone on the internet know, the Hawk Tuah meme was about to make internet history once again, for better or for worse. By the 3rd of September 2024, Haley would return to the internet with the announcement of a weekly Talk Tuah podcast. Reading, "Y'all kept asking, what's next? Well, this is it. I'm so thankful to have my own podcast where you'll discover the real Haley Welch. I'm delighted to join the team at Better who fully gets me. Together, we're going to introduce the world to Talk Tuah every Tuesday." Over on YouTube, Haley was trying to increase the hype for her brand with a rather uncanny promotional video that played into the fact that she was stretching an 8-second clip into a full career.
She's literally doing anything to stay relevant.
Does anyone actually give a fuck about her?
Why are we keeping this girl relevant?
Your 15 minutes are up.
Your joke was funny for 2 days. Stop.
Y'all really thought I was done? I'm just getting started, baby. It smells warm. Yeah. What's one move in bed that makes a girl go crazy?
Unfortunately for Haley, fans didn't seem to enjoy the overplayed meme anymore as they heavily disliked bombed the video and flooded it with harsh comments, such as, "Hanging out with the worst influencers makes me hate her more. She really said the biggest meme of all time on the bio. Nah. The 15 minutes of fame caught her," as well as, "Imagine milking a 30-second meme with a podcast." Having a podcast episodes massively disliked by her audience would become a running theme on Haley's YouTube channel, and only seemed to get worse with each upload. Despite the overwhelming negativity, the Talk Tuah podcast reached number 3 on the US Spotify chart within the first month of its launch. What's even more strange is how the podcast managed to stay in the top 5 for several months after. One could imagine that the rapid growth of the podcast would be enough for Haley and the companies promoting her. But sadly, that wasn't the case, as Haley and her team decided to monetize the meme in the worst way possible. On the 6th of November 2024, Haley would publish a tweet showing off.
As everything, every YouTuber goes down the road of a meme coin or crypto, just goes down the crypto road. It just ruins them. They all get, stupid.
A crypto wallet and announcing her plans to launch a meme coin of her own. Naturally, the community was revolted by the possibility of another crypto pump and dump and even speculated that Haley had every intention to scam her fans. With a tweet from expert crypto investigator Zach XBT stating, "We were warned," with Haley replying, "Fake news, but appreciate you trying to protect the community." Instead of addressing the concerns of her fans, Haley labeled it as fake news and went on to launch her coin a few weeks later.
Did she label it, or did her, like, she would have had like marketing, she would have had like people looking after her social media and stuff, so I don't reckon it was her that wrote it.
Yeah, if I launch a meme coin, can I give you some tokens?
Yeah, I'll give you my wallet. I'll give you my wallet.
Okay.
But are you sure you're gonna launch? I don't know. I'm not a big a fan about meme coins. I love crypto, but you can make some money from it. There's no doubt about it. No doubt about it.
Along with this, Haley and the Web3 platform, On Here, began offering fans spots on the allow list to receive free tokens when it goes live. On the sign-up page, the team behind the Hawk coin reassured fans of the project's legitimacy with claims like, "Hawk isn't just a meme coin, it's a part of the culture. Haley is using her meme to unite her entire community. Hundreds of thousands of non-crypto users will be onboarded by Hawk, because Haley is making it easy, fun, and engaging." By the 4th of December 2024, those claims would be proven false once the coin actually hit the market, and the community's worst nightmare would become a reality. Within an hour of its launch, the Hawk coin price increased by 900%, with a market cap of $490 million, and then dropped by 90% shortly after, all the while Haley is hyping up the coin on Twitter.
My Hawk meme coin is live!
Hawkcoin's launch had all the telltale signs of a pump and dump, and it wasn't long before everyone behind the token was facing serious scrutiny. In the comments of a Twitter post, the crypto analysis software Bubble Maps would write, "FYI, your team is keeping 96% of Hawkcoin supply in 10 connected addresses. You might not be aware of this since you're new to crypto, but it's worth bringing to your attention." In an effort to sway public opinion, Haley and her team would organize a Twitter space to discuss the incident. However, things didn't go as plan.
I was in that Twitter space
Snipers
listening to that.
reading off a script full of influencer buzzwords.
Hey y'all, it's Haley, and I just want to say thank you for joining my space, and I also want to thank you for my 15,000 holders. We got snipe botted today, but we didn't sell a single token. This is just a launch, and I want to tell you I'm here to stay. The plan is to give these coins to my real fans, the ones that buy my merch, watch my podcast, donate to my charity. And I also wanted to tell you that I learned a lot along the way, but I just want to say screw the sniper bots and I'm not going anywhere.
Shortly after, Haley's co-host would rant about how the launch was set up and explain why it definitely wasn't a pump and dump.
Yo, Haley, they try to fuck us. It's all good. It's all good. Let them know you're here to fucking... You're not here to get sniper botted all day. You're not here to get fucked. We're here to have some fun. We're here to meme. And most of those coins, by the way, are going to your community for free. There was only like 3%. That's why everyone's like, oh, 97% is bundled. 3% was in the pool. That 97% is all on chain. Yes, there was a strategic allocation.
No, it wasn't.
That was done through SAFs for people outside the United States of America because of all the security laws. So yes, 17% of the supply was taken from that was paid for. There was a strategic allocation, and those tokens, those people can do whatever they want. They're not from the US. They can do whatever the fuck they want with those tokens.
Even going as far as claiming that the critics were mentally ill.
So if you want to be part of this meme,
this over here guy is such a dick.
Not if you want to just
same as like
Doc
Hollywood apparently is a massive scammer as well.
Negativity in the space. I think
I don't know if that's true or not, but
mentally ill into this thing, right? If you guys are in crypto, you're most likely mentally ill, and I'm gonna count myself as mentally ill for even being here right now. Right? I'm definitely mentally ill. I do love it. I do love memes. I do have a passion for this stuff. I try not to be on X like I used to because it's just a bunch of miserable people trying to farm engagement and hate.
When Haley and her associates were done explaining, a certain YouTube investigator would take the stage and started hitting them with some hard-hitting questions about their token.
This was so good.
I have questions. I have questions. I'm raising my hand. Hey guys.
What CoffeeZilla?
Hey, this is one of the most miserable, horrible launches I've ever seen in my life.
Okay, then why the fuck are you on?
I've been tracing it on chain for a while. You guys generated over $1 million in fees while y'all's fans got rug pulled. There was snipers, but there was also insider trading directly linked to y'all's creator account. What are you guys doing?
No, that's not true.
That is true. That's a fact.
No, it's not.
Well, it's a fact, and you can see it on chain. So
yeah, we know. We trust me. We were there. We could answer that.
You know about the insider trading?
No, there's no insider trading. That's why we can answer it.
Okay, so there's tokens going directly from the main account.
CoffeeZilla, just chill for a second.
For most of the call, Haley's followers would continue to evade his questions and even directly antagonize him at times.
Who's making millions of dollars on fees from this rug pull?
That's not a scheme. That's the
Who's making fees?
So we can keep this thing going for years. Okay.
Yeah.
How do you?
The meme coin that lasts the most of the day.
Money on the fees. Someone just made over $1 million on fees. Who made it?
First of all, the fees were there with Meteor pools, and that goes to the creator, right?
Which is who? Who does that own? Who does that belong to?
That belongs to the project.
Who's the project? Who is the project?
Well, the project is over here, Haley Welch, right? And
how much does Haley Welch own?
This is Haley Welch's project.
So she owns all of it.
CoffeeZilla.
I'm just trying to figure out who owns it.
Do you know how much it costs for lawyer fees to create a foundation in the Cayman Islands, to hire directors? Do you think this stuff pays for itself?
Oh, that
evolve into Haley.
That was the thing that struck me weird. Why are the Cayman Islands? Like, why do you have to? It's
co-host shouting at CoffeeZilla whenever he presented them with relevant points or evidence.
Isn't the Cayman Islands like a non-US extradition country? Like US can't prosecute over there? Is that why they do it? I think that's why they do it, isn't it?
You just talk over me. You talk over me.
I'm hearing bullshit.
No, you're not. You're talking over me. Let me just lay out your tokenomics. You guys released 3% to the Meteora pool, while you have 17% of the token allocation unlocked day 1 from your strategic allocation. Are you guys insane? What do you think
crazy.
exactly is going to happen when your insiders get sent their tokens? And by the way, who made the money from your 17% pre-sale while you're giving a tiny piece of the pie to the public? Like, what the hell? This is the worst tokenomics I've ever seen, and it is a scam.
It's not a scam.
The tokenomics are a scam. That's my opinion. You can say whatever you want about it. You can cry defamation. That's my opinion. It's a scam. And I only do this for a living. I've only seen 1 million of these projects.
So who pays you, CoffeeZilla? Let's
Ooh, turn.
So who paid you, CoffeeZilla?
Turn it around. Turn it around. Turn it around. Nobody's here for me. Everyone's here for you.
When the Hawk-Twa team couldn't take the heat anymore, they decided to end the conversation by muting CoffeeZilla.
Where did the fees go? Where did the money for the pre-sale tokens go? Why did y'all unlock day 1 so people could dump on Haley Welsh's fans?
Yeah.
And how involved was she really? And how much money is she?
See, that's the real questions right there that need to be answered. Like, who knew and how they know? I think Haley Welch has like come back now. She's trying to regain her credibility again, I think, by starting off, like getting back into YouTube and everything. But I think she might have a handful of fans that believe her. But when, far out. Excuse me. Sorry about that.
She making from all this? What's her cut?
Yeah, they muted him.
I just got muted.
Eventually, Haley would get sick of the questions from other speakers and just leave the space entirely.
Hey guys, I hate to interrupt you, Nick. Hello there. But anywho, I'm gonna go to bed, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.
In Haley's mind, the entire Hawk
What the hell? She's like a cartoon character. Anywho, I'm going to go to bed. Yeah, it's okay, you know. I just made millions of dollars. Can't do this. It's too hard. Going to bed.
controversy was something she could put on hold and walk away from. Unfortunately, the reality of the situation was much more grim, as hundreds of millions of dollars was on the line and holders of the coin were already involving regulating authorities. In his video titled Exposing the Hawk-Twa Scam, CoffeeZilla outlined the deceptive strategies used behind the token's launch and the devastating impact it had on the community.
And I just want to show you exactly how the Hawk-Twa team is sort of lying by omission here when they say the team hasn't sold one token. And that's because they pre-sold the tokens, guys. They sold them to a bunch of investors with a pre-sale, and then those people were unlocked immediately upon launch. So you can see that with her tokenomics here. It says Haley's locked for 12 months, but you can see the strategic allocation is fully unlocked immediately on token generation event. Now, I spoke to some people who bought into this pre-sale. They say they got in at $16.69 million total valuation, which means that if they sold out the whole 17%, you're looking at about $2.8 million raised by pre-selling these tokens. So it is essentially a lie to say her team didn't sell tokens. Well, they pre-sold them, and then those investors dumped on your fans. That's the problem. Because BubbleMap says we found 285 investors join the Hawk pre-sale. That's about what I saw as well. 89 wallets sold 100% online. 47 sold over 50%. Anyway, you can see in total, $3.3 million were sold. Again, as you'll see, on mostly Haley Welsh's fans, or Hawk-Twa Girls fans. And I know what you're thinking. Who falls for this? Well, unfortunately, with situations like this, they're not targeting crypto bros. They're mostly targeting, like, actual fans who've never been involved in, you know, the crypto space.
Yeah, people that don't know.
Wasn't the only scam at play, as they profited off the exorbitant trading fees throughout the Hawk coin's release.
Now, Now, the other part of this scam that I really need to break down because people don't understand it exactly is the fee scam, okay? When this launched, they had 15% fees on trading. They said that this was to stop snipers. But basically what this means, and because the team now blames snipers for a lot of this rug pull, but what it means is they benefited the entire way. You can see in 24 hours, they made almost $2 million from this fee. Meanwhile, on Dex Screener, you can see the sniper, which is the #1 trader on this coin. They made about $1.3 million in their total profits and loss. So they actually made less in total profits, this sniper that ruined the project, than the team made on fees.
While Haley's meme status was the driving force behind the project, the individuals that assisted in helping her launch the coin should also be held accountable.
Is that there are 4 groups to look out for here. 1, you have Hawk to a Girl, who is promoting this thing. 2, you have this guy Doc Hollywood, who is like Howie Mandel's like son-in-law or something like that. Like, he's this guy with some connections in Hollywood, and he seems to be the guy connecting Hawk to a Girl with crypto, and he said he was teaching her a meme coin class, okay? And he goes unhinged on her call. 3, you have the guys running the crypto token, and 4, you have the insiders who paid money to get early access to this coin and then are rug pulling a lot of Haley Welsh's fans. What you want to make of that, who you exactly want to assign blame to, is up to you. A lot of people are saying, oh, she didn't know any better. She's getting taken advantage of. Maybe, or maybe she's making a ton of money talking about Hawk to a Girl.
In the pinned comment, CoffeeZilla would leave a response from Haley's lawyer, stating, I watched the video. Just to clarify, the 50% of net proceeds mentioned was from the allocation of tokens, 10% locked for 1 year with a 3-year vest thereafter, and wouldn't be realized until when she sold them. Out of her 50%, she would have to pay her non-crypto team too. So in reality, she would likely only hold 3.5% of the tokens withdrawn, if at all, on the above schedule. I think a comment from one of CoffeeZilla's viewers summarizes the situation perfectly. The current meme cycle: 1. Become a meme. 2. Start a stupid crypto coin. 3. Rug pull. 4. Lie about said rug pull. 5. Get exposed by Coffee. Regardless of who the minds behind the project, all of those involved will likely face varying levels of legal action. As citizens of the internet, we can only hope that a regulator will see this and want to make an example out of Haley Welch. While she might not fully understand what she did, actions should have consequences, and there's a lot of people who lost their money because of her shitty scam. We all know meme coins are gambling, so losing money there isn't exactly a shock. But this next story is terrifying because it happened where your money is supposed to be the safest, a savings account. CoffeeZilla didn't just expose a scam here, he exposed the negligence of the biggest finance YouTubers on the platform. CoffeeZilla has made a career out of revealing the dark underbelly of the online world. However, it's not every day that you get to see a popular YouTube sponsor deprive thousands of people of life savings.
My wife and I, our family has 18,000 in Yada that we can't get out.
Over $60,000 frozen up in Yada.
$15,440.06 frozen in Yada.
What's even more surprising is that it all could have been avoided. Please help. Never should have listened to Graham Stephan. I wonder if he knew things were looking bad, that's why he stopped promoting it. Sponsorships on YouTube have always been a double-edged sword. On one side, creators get a chance to promote a worthwhile product that would benefit their viewers. On the other hand, some creators opt to push products that prey on their viewers. This is a pattern that CoffeeZilla is very good at exposing.
Jake makes these videos exposing scams, but then often uses the same tactics of the scam to then pitch you like a sponsor that's in the same lane. Like, for example, he'll tell you that lotteries are predatory.
Lotteries are predatory. They play on our psychology to suck us dry of our hard-earned money.
But then in that same video, he'll sell you a quote, no-lose lottery.
No-lose lottery by pausing the video and clicking the link below.
That was from CoffeeZilla's The Most Evil Business in the World video, which called out Jake Tran for shilling predatory products to his viewers. CoffeeZilla didn't know it yet, but Yoda's no-lose lottery system was going to cause more damage than any sponsor he covered in that video. But that begs the question, what is Yoda? Where did they come from, and how did they end up on CoffeeZilla's radar again? If you were anywhere near the YouTube finance community between July 2020 and 2023,
and how in the world did people get that much money to throw into something unknown? That's crazy, right? 60,000, 15,000. Throwing it all into Yotta. I'd never even heard of it. I would never put anything. I wouldn't even put more than $100 in there.
Then you would have likely heard of Yotta Savings.
What if lottery psychology could be used to incentivize you to save money and build wealth instead of keeping you poor? Well, that's where Yotta comes in. A savings account that pays you interest and prizes, giving you a chance to win $10 million every single week.
Back then, the premise behind Yotta was that their platform offered a fun but safe and easy way to save more money.
It's like a lottery app. Straight up gambling in your hand. That's crazy. No, don't do that.
Yotta would offer users tickets in the lottery after they deposited a certain amount of money.
Now with that one ticket, you go ahead and select 7 numbers, and if you do get some correct numbers out of that whole lottery system, you can actually make some money. But if you get all those 7 numbers correct, including the Yotta number, you can actually win $10 million.
It's a ripoff of Super Bowl. Or like lottery. It's straight up lottery.
In addition to Yotta's 0.2% annual interest rate,
Powerball, that's what I was thinking of.
Week could theoretically yield an extra 2%, which was significantly higher than what most American banks offer. They were essentially offering a price-linked savings system, which was popular in the UK, but only made legal in the US around 2015. When it came to securing the funds saved, Yotta users received an FDIC insurance of up to $250,000, while the lottery numbers were picked by a third-party insurance company. However, since Yotta wasn't a real bank, they had to get these benefits by working with certified banks. Yotta was only a financial technology company that managed users' funds, and didn't necessarily hold assets. It was actually the banks they worked with that held the funds. While that system isn't normally a problem, it becomes very important later in the video. For now, Yotta's plan to get more people to save through their risk-free lottery system was working very well. At the end of 2020, Yotta had received over $30 million in deposits, and by 2021, they acquired tens of millions of dollars in venture capital. The waves Yotta in the finance world would eventually find their way to YouTube, as many creators made videos analyzing the potential returns of having a Yotta savings account. While the reviews for Yotta were mostly positive, some creators saw enough potential value in that company that they became angel investors.
What's up guys, it's Graham here. So through a weird twist of events, I just bought a bank.
On the 20th of September 2020, Graham Stephan uploaded a video titled "Just Bought a Bank," which detailed his experience with Yotta savings as both.
See, that would seem like such a no-lose situation. Like, you're buying a bank, they pretty much print money, like, really. So Graham had the right idea there. For it to turn out to be a scam, oh my gosh. That poor guy.
Both a customer and investor. From the perspective of a customer, Graham went over a few fundamental questions about Yotta savings, like how likely are you to receive the advertised interest rate?
From a savings account standpoint, averaging higher than a 2.5% return right now is incredible, especially when you consider that even the best high interest rate savings accounts right now are paying 1%, and the majority of banks are well below that.
Another question was how the chances of winning are affected by the number of people who join the platform, since the prize pool is spread among more people.
And of course, this kind internet stranger Mark calculated that the probability of your interest rate is boosted on average by 1/10 each week, depending on how many people you bring on. But here's the thing, the more people that join the app, the lower the average interest rate becomes.
Another question was about what it feels like participating in a lottery with friends and family.
After the first drawing, just one day after I signed up for the app, I thought it was so cool, and I also wanted those bonus 100 tickets that I got my girlfriend to sign up, I got my assistant Jack to sign up, and I also got my dad to sign up. And shortly after, it became the 6 p.m. event where all of us would compare our numbers with each other and see who matched what.
And finally, the other question was
that does seem like
that both protect Yotta and the consumer's funds.
For anyone wondering, they are FDIC insured up to $250,000 through Evolve Bank and Trust, so Yotta never actually holds your money, Evolve Bank and Trust does. This is very similar to how other cash management accounts use your money. For example, Robinhood uses Sutton Bank, and many other banks do something similar to hold your asset. I'm sure there might be some skepticism around, how do we know these prizes aren't rigged? What if this is all a setup, Graham? And to make sure this stays 100% above board after some research, all the prizes are picked and paid out by a third-party insurance company.
On the consumer side of things, Graham was generally on the side of being cautious.
See, that's the part I don't like, the insurance company. So even if they win, insurance companies aren't known for just willingly giving up and paying out people. They usually put up a bit of a fight or try and loophole it to a point where they don't actually have to pay anything. So that's the part I find a bit skeptical about the whole thing.
Since the company was still in its early stages and interest rates might not be the same for very long, but from the perspective of an angel investor, Graham was more optimistic.
Well, unbeknownst to me, Ask Sebi asked if I was interested in investing in this company as an angel investor and taking a small piece of ownership during one of their first rounds of funding. So I decided to take a very close look in the company, its founders, and their business model to see if this is something I could get behind. That's when the research started, and the business model behind it is pretty interesting. They're based off the report that 40% of Americans are unable to cover a $400 emergency expense, yet they spend on average $1,000 a year in the lottery. So Yotta aims to bridge that gap by incentivizing people to save more money through a prize-linked system that makes putting money away exciting.
The positive psychological and financial impact of Yotta's prize-linked savings on people who were addicted to lottery was also discussed, as Graham cited it as one of the reasons he was investing.
Studies have shown that prize-linked savings accounts actually encourage people to save more money because psychologically, it's a lot more appealing to have the small chance at earning a lot of money than the guaranteed chance at earning very little. And for someone with $400, earning 0.8% on their money, which works out to be $3.20 per year, is not as exciting as saving that $400 and then having the small chance at earning all the way up to $10 million.
Graham saw Yotta.
I like the idea of that. That is a really good idea. So that way people aren't blowing all their money on lotto tickets, scratches, and all that kind of stuff. So you put so you keep the money in the bank, which gains interest, while still being able to have that chance, like have that opportunity to win big without actually having to spend the money. You're saving the money, which is it's a great idea, fantastic idea. Shame someone friggin' ruined it.
As a win-win situation for everyone involved, especially the customer. From his perspective, Yotta was making the idea of saving more money engaging, ultimately introducing more people into the financial practice.
At the end of the day, it's all about learning how to make saving money appealing to an audience who ordinarily would not save money. And this fits that perfectly while also giving you a fun spin on things. And
that's the best way to put it. The way he worded it there is fantastic. Giving them the opportunity to save money to people who ultimately wouldn't save money. So that's
also
really good.
Paying you a higher interest rate than you would be getting from almost any other bank. Even if that means they have to pay a high amount of interest upfront to you to get you as a customer, to me that's just a normal cost of customer acquisition.
While this initial vision for Yotta worked on a small scale, things would only get more complicated and risky for everyone involved. By the 9th of October 2021, Graham uploaded a follow-up video on Yotta Savings titled, "I Brought a Bank That's Losing Money," to give viewers a more in-depth perspective on the company.
So about a year ago, I did the unthinkable. I made a substantial angel investment in a small startup bank that pays people to use it. It quickly became the #1 most trending financial app on the Google Play Store. Over $3.5 million worth of prizes were paid out across more than 250,000 users. 60% of them open the app every single day and now can have a valuation in excess of $200 million. But I wish this story were really just as simple as that, because there have been some considerable issues that I need to address.
After expressing his initial concerns of Yotta, Graham addressed the concerns about the legitimacy and inner workings of the company by clearly differentiating it from a Ponzi scheme.
But it became evident that the entire aspect of a prize-based savings account is enough to raise a suspicion that it's gotta be rigged, it has to be a scam, because it sounds like a Ponzi scheme. This is highly illegal, it's blatant fraud, and if Yotta Bank was a Ponzi scheme, posting a video about it on YouTube and risking everything I ever have worked for would have been the stupidest thing I ever could have done.
However, Graham's positive outlook on Yotta didn't stop him from shedding light on the noticeable issues with the platform, like the reducing interest rate, lack of customer support, and basic banking functionality.
There were also some issues that I would like to address, because it wouldn't be fair for me to talk about something that I'm personally invested in without giving it an objective review now that I've had a year to see how things have unfolded. At first, as I expected in my previous video, it became too expensive to pay a high interest rate to bank account churners like myself, who move large amounts from bank to bank in order to game the system. When I saw how much they were initially paying, which is over 2.5% on all amounts, I decided to keep 6 figures of cash on the app because that was 4 times higher than what I was getting paid at Ally Bank. But after a few months, it became apparent that the majority of high balances never interacted with the app.
At the end of the day, Yotta was a growing startup, and like many startups, there were growing pains. But Graham wanted to look past that. Instead, Graham focused more on what the platform would be down the line.
There's a lot of potential to continue expanding into different products. With startups like this, profit is nice, but growth is even better. I'm not able to get into too many specifics here, but I will say that there is a credit card in the works and incorporating some cryptocurrency, so stay tuned. At the end of the day, it's really about reaching a new audience who ordinarily would not have the desire to save money. Even though it's not profitable yet, they have been consistently growing even without me mentioning them, which is also the reason why I have not mentioned them in a year.
In the short term, Graham's bet on Yotta paid off, as more users flocked to the platform daily, and they were able to increase their marketing efforts to grow their numbers even faster. As a result, YouTube videos sponsored by Yotta became more common between 2021 and 2023.
The more time you waste not using Yotta, the more money you're losing out on. So get started by clicking the link below. Play the no-lose lottery by pausing the video and clicking the link below. We're proud to have Yotta sponsoring this video.
If Yotta kept to their initial vision of raising the number of American citizens actively saving, then maybe things would have continued on their current upward trajectory. But unfortunately, Yotta's rapid growth incentivized management to make a few alterations to that vision. The changes started out small, with the inclusion of casino-type mini-games like Pachinko and Roulette. These games required users to bet their existing lottery tickets to win more, which preyed on the psychology of recovering gamblers. As with every casino, the expected payout rate would always be less than 100%, which means users who played long enough would eventually lose all their tickets. The co-founders understood the psychology behind these mechanics, and the fact they were now directly taking advantage of it was a sign for worse to come. Yotta's lottery ticket system became less profitable for users after they added Yotta Cash, which altered the $25 to one ticket mechanic. Reading, Yotta Cash is replacing tickets as a way to play all games. $1 Yotta Cash is redeemable for $1 US. Yotta customers could see the writing on the wall, with one stating, "This update just made me lose all hope in Yotta. Never liked the ticket idea, but whatever. Now with the tickets being 10 times more expensive, I'm truly about to pull out completely. If only there was a bank system with buckets, that's about the only useful feature left on Yotta." By now, it was obvious a good portion of Yotta's users had the desire to jump ship to a more stable bank. Withdrawing one's savings from Yotta would have been a logical decision since the original premise was all but forgotten. But unfortunately, that wouldn't even be a viable option in the coming months, as things were about to get a whole lot worse. On the 17th of May 2024, a YouTuber named PeeblaTV2 published a video titled "I Got Scammed, the Yotta Bank Situation," to raise awareness for an ongoing issue he had with the platform.
You guys read the title of this video correctly, and it's not a joke. I wish this was a joke, people. I figured let me make the best of it, potentially inform some of you guys of this situation, maybe save some of you guys, and just really shed light on this whole thing.
For the first few minutes of the video, Peebla recounted the decision and events that led him to join Yotta, with the main driving force being Graham's video.
I used to watch a lot of finance YouTubers over the past few years. Recently, maybe not as much, but Graham Stephan was a leader in the field. And 3 years ago, he dropped a video titled, "I Just Bought a Bank."
Rewatching Graham's video forced Peebla to reconsider his choice to use Yotta over a traditional bank.
Like, just watching this back now, knowing what I know, I should have just been like, dude, I just want a regular standard bank. But honestly, this was fun back in the day. You put money in, you get tickets, you make some money. And honestly, like, sometimes it would be good.
To drive home how dead the situation was, Peebla pulled up a list of supported Evolve Bank partners, and Yotta wasn't on that list.
List of Evolve Bank partners: Marqeta, MasterCard, Melio, Mercury, Prize Pool, Step, Stripe, TabaPay, Visa. Notice, Yotta is not on this list anymore, guys.
Despite his unpleasant experience with Yotta, Peebla didn't blame Graham for what happened with the company.
So he's a partial owner. I don't know if that is still standing currently, but I'm not holding him to blame.
However, Yotta's sudden collapse didn't come without warning, as Peebla shared a notification he received a few days prior, suggesting he withdraw his funds.
If you would like to withdraw your funds now, you can do so on the Yotta app. Please note there's a $10,000 limit. If you have more than $10,000 in your account, blah, blah, blah. Okay, we apologize for this inconvenience. So I didn't think much of it. I thought, you know, whatever. Over the course of the 3 years, the structure has changed a lot.
Sadly, Peebla wasn't able to withdraw in time and found out at the worst time possible.
I need to pull my money out. I tried making the deposit, trying to just withdraw all my money into an actual brick and mortar bank that I have, and I receive this email. It says, we are currently experiencing difficulties with payment processing, wires, and debit and credit cards due to outages with Synapsys Brokerage Bank processors. We are currently working on a resolution, and we will let you know once it's resolved.
Yotta would make a post addressing their customers, explaining what was going on, and at the end of the post, Yotta told their customers that they didn't have control over the frozen funds. Instead, they placed responsibility on Evolve, reading, ultimately, it is up to Evolve to restore card services and Lineage, or Evolve or another processing bank to provide ACH services. We are in contact with regulators to expedite a resolution, since this is unacceptable. As a result of this technical mishap, tens of thousands of people no longer had access to money they worked so hard to save, and were given no timeline of when they'll get their funds back. By the 3rd of June 2024, CoffeeZilla uploaded a video on the collapse of Yotta and gave a voice to the affected users, as well as calling out the creators who promoted the company.
Today we're talking about a bank promoted by YouTubers that's now become a casino, and users can't get their money out.
After giving an overview of what Yotta was,
I love how he
promoted it, CoffeeZilla presented an interesting conversation he had with the company's CEO, Adam Moles.
I reached out to the CEO, and he told me Yotta is not actually gambling. Quote, we decided to pivot the business into sweepstakes earlier this year. Sweepstakes is not gambling. We worked extensively with lawyers in the space to build out the program. Now, I don't know which lawyer told Yotta blackjack isn't gambling, but it's time to get your money back.
Ironically, Adam would outright ask CoffeeZilla for help, but he instead offered advice to both Yotta and to the creators who took their sponsorships.
He responded asking me for help. Quote, you can make your own moral judgment of whatever you want, that's fine, but the issue that matters is that our customers haven't been able to access their funds for nearly 3 weeks. I think you can help. And honestly, he's right. I do want to help Yotta's customers not getting their money, but I can't ignore that Yotta is a savings app that became a casino, the exact thing they were fighting, and that's disgusting. 2, YouTubers brought people into a financial product that is now broken, and rather than address it, most of them have gone radio silent.
Given the complexity of the situation, CoffeeZilla pointed out why he
definitely not the way to handle things, for sure. I've got to end the stream there. Sorry about that. I want to keep watching this. This is actually... Oh, I love CoffeeZilla. But, yeah, no, I've got to get ready to start heading to church. So I've got Edge Church today. So, spending that time with my brother, so yeah. All right, I gotta shoot through, guys, and I'll be back on after church.